BlizzCon 2019 came out banging. They knew that they had to perform after a really, honestly disappointing BlizzCon last year. And on the backs of controversy, Blizzard kind of went all out, and Overwatch 2 has been announced, and I really want to break down exactly what that means for you as a player. For those of you who've been wanting lore, who's been wanting that jam-packed information, there's tons of it here, and I really think that you're going to be excited about all the new story missions and the new gameplay that is added to Overwatch, and I'm really going to break that down. And also for you competitive fans like me, and I know many of y'all really love Overwatch competitive, I'm going to tell you exactly what that means with Overwatch 2 entering the fray, and what that means for your old copy of Overwatch, and all that stuff. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Firstly, let's talk about the new Overwatch PvP. There is a completely new PvP mode. There's going to be story missions. Jeff kicked it off right out the gates with an Overwatch cinematic that was insane. It was incredible. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. We're going to be playing a little bit of footage in the background right now. It really picks up the story right after Winston has reintroduced Overwatch, or brought them back together. He's restarted Overwatch, the Overwatch initiative, after they went into hiding. So it brings them all together, and it centers the story mode around several characters, and every single character in the story mode is getting a complete redesign. That's right, hero redesigns, and on top of that, there's going to be a brand new engine redesign. So the game looks clean. It looks much crisper for the story missions. Clean. The story missions are going to be really fun, and honestly, the graphics look pretty nice. I think the story mode is going to be really fun, and I know a lot of you have been asking for more lore, so we got tons of lore here, and the story missions are going to be so fun to play with your friends. On top of this, they're also bringing in another mode that is a replayable mode that has RPG type elements. You're going to be able to level up your characters. You're going to be able to progress sort of with RPG elements, but at the same time, you're still playing the same Overwatch. Story mode, there's going to be replayable missions. There's going to be an RPG mechanic. It's honestly just tons of content that's coming to Overwatch 2. Now, we don't know the official release date for Overwatch 2, but we do know that it's coming relatively soon, so you could be looking forward to that. Now, let's move on from that. The multiplayer. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be asking, what is the multiplayer like? What did they add? Is it a completely separate multiplayer? Well, to answer your questions, no. Even though the new game is going to be something completely separate with the new graphics engine and a lot of the new PvP elements, all the new characters and the new maps are going to be playable on Overwatch 1 as well as Overwatch 2. You're not going to have that insane graphic update, but you're still going to be able to play with players that are playing on Overwatch 2 if you only have your copy of Overwatch 1. Essentially, it's completely cross-platform. Even though it's a separate entity, the complete multiplayer aspect of it is going to be on the exact same platform as Overwatch 1. Nothing is changing. If you're not interested in PvP, you're not interested in the graphical updates, you can still play Overwatch 1 and everything will be as usual. You get to keep your skins, you get to keep everything to do with your character. However, you're still going to be able to play with all the new players in Overwatch 2, and you're still going to be able to play on all the new maps and the new modes. But before we go to the new mode in Overwatch, let's break down the 3 new maps, okay? So, there are 3 new maps. First, there's Toronto, there's Gothenburg, and there's Monte Carlo. So I believe that some of these maps are going to be purely for the PvE aspect of the game. But we know for a fact the brand new map Toronto is going to be the first map for the brand new push game mode. Let's break down exactly what push is so that you can be excited about this brand new competitive game mode. Now, push is going to be playable, like I said before, on your original Overwatch copy and the new updated Overwatch copy. So you don't have to be afraid. If you just want to play this with the new characters, you do not need Overwatch 2. However, if you don't get Overwatch 2, you won't get the new graphic update and you won't get any of the PvE game modes. But if you're only into the competitive aspects of the game, you still get to play the brand new game mode push with the new map and the new characters. So ultimately, don't worry about Overwatch 2 if that's all you're looking for. If you are just looking for new content in Overwatch, you got it, and you don't need Overwatch 2 at all. You still get all these new characters, this new maps, and new game mode, okay? But let's break down push before we move on. Let me explain push exactly how they say on blizzcon.playoverwatch.com. If you haven't checked this out, go check out this website. There's tons of things here, but let me explain what the map type is and exactly how it plays out. In push, a new symmetrical map type that will launch with Overwatch 2, teams battle to take control of a robot that begins in a central location and then push it towards the enemy base. Either team may take control of the robot at any time, and the team that pushes the robot to the furthest on the enemy side wins the game, okay? So imagine this. Instead of a payload, both teams start at both sides of the map. The push robot, when it's controlled by one team, the actual physical objective, similar to a payload, however it's vertical, will be pushed towards a side. If you clear out those players, and then you, as your team, take control, the robot will switch sides and start pushing it towards the other way. You're on the exact same track. So the idea here is the team that wins will push it further to the enemy side. So if you can imagine the bot starting at 50% with 0% being the enemy side and 100% being your side, whoever gets it closer or whoever gets it on the other team's side by the end of the game wins the whole game, okay? I think this play mode is awesome. It's really cool. It incorporates an AI robot that pushes the payload, which honestly, he seems really adorable. It seems like he's going to be a lot of fun. But more importantly than that, I think this play mode will be nice and balanced. It's not going to have frustrating gameplay, kind of like 2CP. A lot of people really frustrated with 2CP. Push seems like it's going to be balanced. It's going to be even. It's going to be fair. And I have high hopes for this game mode, and I hope you do too. It could be a lot of fun for Overwatch and Overwatch in general. So the fact that we get to play it on Overwatch 1 just seems so fun. So I'm looking really forward to this game mode, and I'm really excited that you don't have to buy Overwatch 2 in order to play it. So I love Blizzard for doing that. Thank you, Blizzard. And for those of you who are just into the competitive aspects of this game, rejoice. You literally have to buy nothing and you still get to play the game, and that's awesome because not everyone is into PvE, and I don't blame you if you're not into it. I'm not really into it too. I'll probably still buy Overwatch 2 because I'm pretty sure that Overwatch 2 is going to be for retail. That's why there's going to be the differentiating thing. Not everyone's just going to swap over. It's going to be like a paid thing. We don't know any pricing or anything like that, but if you just want to have the new characters, you just want to play the new maps, you just want to play the new game mode, all you need is Overwatch 1, the same game that we've been playing all these years, and ultimately this is like a giant expansion for us that kind of came out of nowhere. We've gotten a few spoilers here and there, but that being said, it is extremely exciting that we get all this content for essentially free, and I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Now, they did say that there's 2 new heroes, but they haven't broke them down and announced it, okay? We know that there's at least 2 new heroes. However, we don't know exactly what their abilities are yet. We've gotten a glimpse of both the heroes. However, we know Echo is going to be one of them for sure, but we haven't really gotten a full in-depth breakdown of the hero's abilities. And as soon as the hero abilities come out and go live, we'll be doing another breakdown on their intricacies, how they play into the meta, and how you can master them as quickly as possible. So be sure to check those out. So all in all, we got a new cinematic. We're going to be getting new heroes, new updated graphics. We got story missions, replayable missions with RPG elements. We got multiple new maps, including a brand new game mode that seems really fun and dynamic. I think BlizzCon really delivered on a lot of things that we were looking for, and I hope that they continue to deliver going forward. This should be an ever-growing process, and I don't want them to really drop the ball. So all in all, Blizzard essentially made a completely new engine for the PvE elements of the game. Basically, the new engine allows them to give us dynamic PvE modes, maps, stories, and all the above in one package. So for those of you who've been wanting a PvE experience and you're willing to put the time and money into it, BlizzCon was great for you. You're going to be able to buy a brand new PvE game mode with story missions and tons of content, and you'll have a lot of fun with your friends. For those of you who love Junkerstein's Revenge, for those of you who loved all of the Blackout and all of the crazy game modes, this is going to be that times 1,000. This is going to be next level. There's going to be actual story cinematics. There's going to be progression of the story. There's going to be added heroes. Right now, it's only a small roster of about 6 heroes to the PvE element, but going forward, they're going to add a lot more. And if you're into that thing, you can definitely get Overwatch 2, and it's like a brand new game for you. Now, for those of us who only are interested in the competitive game mode, if you're not into improved graphics, Overwatch 2 is basically just a giant expansion for you. So you might be a little bit disappointed by that, but ultimately, it's really free content. Nothing you have to buy. You can still stay on Overwatch 1 and enjoy all the same content. We get a brand new game mode. We've been asking for a game mode non-stop since the beginning. It looks like it's going to be balanced. It looks like it's going to be fun. We're going to get many new heroes. This is going to bring a lot of people into the game. So even if this doesn't affect you directly, even if you believe that I'm kind of upset that this expansion was only for the PvE and I'm not really into that, I'm a competitive player, trust me, all the new characters, the new game modes, all the new people coming into Overwatch, and the new game mode is actually going to be played in Overwatch League, so it's going to be played at the highest level. So we're going to be able to see how it's played. It's going to be really fun. This is just really good for Overwatch altogether, and I hope Blizzard keeps this momentum up. They know that there's a lot of games on their tail end. The new Riot FPS is right on their tail. They know they have to compete, and competition breeds much better gameplay. It's much better for us players as long as these big corporations are clashing for our time and effort and money. So this is good for all of us, and I am really excited. Try not to look at the negative aspects of it. Just look at all the great things that came out of BlizzCon and enjoy. I'm sure that it will all be out before you know it. Hopefully this will start to turn over a new leaf for Blizzard, and if we get all this content plus maybe some semi-consistent character balance patches, I would be so happy. So let's hope for that, and I'm really looking forward to playing some Overwatch. Any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I'm Coach Mills, and until next time.